Hi everyone and welcome to the tutorial. Today I will be demonstrating how to work the knitted cast-on method. This is a really easy and also quite versatile cast-on method. It's a great way to start off your project, but can also be used in the middle of a project, such as when you need to create stitches to work a knitted on border in a shawl. Your written instructions for this technique would generally read something like the following. You either need to make a slip knot and put it on your left hand needle, or you can also work this technique with the existing stitches that may already be on your left hand needle. You insert right hand needle into the slip knot or next stitch and work a knit stitch, but do not slip work stitch from left hand needle. Transfer loop on right hand needle to the left hand needle, thereby creating a new stitch, and you continue to repeat. So I'll show you how to work this technique as if you were starting off a project. So I don't have any stitches on my left hand needle and I need to make at least one stitch to be able to work the knitted cast on method. So I'm going to do that by creating a slip knot. To make a slip knot, I need to leave a sort of 15 to 20 centimeter tail of yarn, just long enough that I can then go back and weave it in later. I wrap my working end of yarn, so the end of yarn that's attached to the ball, once around my left index finger clockwise, like so. I then pull this loop wide enough so that the working yarn can be drawn through the loop, like so. And then I pull the tail end of yarn to tighten. So that's a slip knot there, and I know I've done it correctly because the working end of yarn can be pulled or loosened to adjust the size of it. I then put this slip knot on my left hand needle, pull to tighten, and that's ready to go. So to work the knitted cast on method, you need to have at least one stitch on your left hand needle. As I said, you can also use it with existing stitches on your needle. So if you're in the middle of a project and you've got say 20 stitches on your needle, you're going to do the same thing that we're going to do from here on in. You just always work the cast on into the closest stitch to the tip of your left hand needle. But if you're starting off a project, you need to create at least one stitch to be able to start the method. Okay, so to work the knitted cast on method, we knit into this stitch. So insert the right hand needle into the front leg of that stitch from front to back, like so. Wrap our working yarn once around the needle clockwise and draw the working yarn through the stitch, like so. But we leave that stitch, even though it's been worked, on the left hand needle, and now we place the loop that's on our right hand needle onto the left hand needle, like so. And now we have two stitches on our left hand needle. To repeat, we do that again. We insert the right hand needle into the next stitch, which is now the first stitch that we cast on. So through the front leg from front to back, wrap the working yarn once around the right hand needle clockwise and draw that yarn through the stitch. Don't slip that work stitch from the left hand needle, but put the loop that's on the right hand needle onto the left hand needle. And that's now 3 stitches. So that's how easy it is. You just keep repeating that, knit into the next stitch, and then slip the loop that's created on the right hand needle to the left hand needle. Just keep doing that until the required number of stitches is reached. So let's say that I need 6 stitches. That's 5. So one more. Insert right hand needle into the next stitch, wrap the working yarn around the needle clockwise, draw the loop through the stitch, and then place that loop on the left hand needle. And there I've cast on my 6 stitches. Now something to be mindful of about this technique is that if your pattern then says something like knit 2, purl 2, it doesn't matter how many stitches, but whatever your pattern says to do next is how you treat these cast on stitches. And that's something to be mindful of, because if you've cast on these stitches in the middle of a project, so you already had existing stitches, that knit to refers to how you then work your cast on stitches. It doesn't mean you skip your cast on stitches and start working on the existing stitches. So that'll make more sense if you're actually working on a particular project. But I just wanted to mention it, that whatever comes next in your pattern should refer to what you do to the cast on stitches. But that's it, that's the knitted cast on method. You're now ready to either work flat across these stitches, or perhaps you need to join them in the round. It all depends on what your pattern is asking you to make. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, do leave them below.